The Great Emu War of 1932. Yes, you heard that right, a war against birds. And somehow, the birds won. This is one of the most bizarre, embarrassing, and downright unbelievable moments in military history, where the Australian Army, equipped with machine guns and thousands of bullets, fought against a massive horde of emus and lost. But how did this even happen? How could a group of flightless birds outsmart trained soldiers? Well, sit back and get ready for a story so absurd. It sounds like a joke, but I promise you, it's 100% true. After World War I, thousands of Australian soldiers returned home, and many were given farmland as part of a government plan to boost agriculture. Sounds like a great idea, right? Well, there was a problem. The Great Depression had just hit, making it difficult to farm. And then, out of nowhere, came an unexpected enemy. For those unfamiliar, emus are massive flightless birds native to Australia. They stand over 6.5 feet tall, can run at speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour, and are known to be highly intelligent and resilient. And in 1932, they invaded Western Australian farmland in massive numbers. The emus, looking for food, devoured wheat fields, trampled crops, and destroyed fences meant to keep out rabbits. Farmers were losing everything and were desperate for a solution. They turned to the government for help, and the government responded in the most extreme way possible by sending in the military. The government deployed Major GPW Merritt and his soldiers, armed with 2 Lewis machine guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition, to deal with the emu problem. The plan: eliminate the emus once and for all. The first battle took place in November 1932. Soldiers set up an ambush near a group of 1,000 emus gathered around a water source. As soon as the troops opened fire, they expected the birds to fall easily, but that didn't happen. Instead, the emus scattered in all directions. These birds weren't just fast, they were organized. Some eyewitnesses even claimed they seemed to move in tactical formations, making them almost impossible to hit. The soldiers kept shooting, but the bullets weren't enough. Some emus took multiple hits and kept running, as if nothing had happened. Others managed to completely dodge the machine gun fire. After wasting hundreds of rounds, the soldiers had only managed to kill a few dozen birds. Realizing they needed a better strategy, the military mounted machine guns onto trucks and attempted to chase the emus down. This plan was a disaster. The rugged terrain made it nearly impossible to aim accurately, and the emus outran the vehicles with ease. At one point, a truck even crashed into a fence while trying to pursue a particularly fast emu. After days of frustration and failure, Major Meredith and his men had to accept the truth. They were losing 2 birds. By early December, after weeks of failed ambushes, wasted ammunition, and growing embarrassment, the Australian government finally decided to call off the war. In the end, reports suggest that only a few hundred emus were killed while thousands more remained victorious. Major Meredith later reflected on the battle, saying, "If we had a military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world." With no other choice, the government abandoned the military operation and instead focused on helping farmers by building better fences to keep the emus out. The Great Emu War became a national joke in Australia, and even today, it's remembered as one of the most embarrassing military operations in history. While the army may have lost, the farmers didn't give up. Over the next few years, the government introduced a bounty system to encourage hunters to control the emu population, and improvements in fencing finally gave farmers a fighting chance. But the emus, they never surrendered. To this day, their population in Australia remains in the millions. If you enjoyed this true story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. What's the weirdest war you've ever heard of? We post new videos every week, so stay tuned.